The tour reached out to Waterfront Concerts and asked about what sort of craft offerings we had available in the venue, because they were tied into craft and they were familiar with the local craft market, and their fanatics are craft fans, and the whole thing tied together. So they wanted to make sure that the whole package was put together. Fortunately, I came from being a craft beer manager for a number of years at the local wholesaler, so it was right up my alley. So I sat down and said, well, here's what we ought to do. I launched this idea of, let's get some Northern Maine and Southern Maine breweries together and make some collaborations for the tour. And of course, when it was pitched to the tour super excited about it. The next step I took, I have a very close relationship with Andy Gagan at Gagan Brothers Brewing. I called him up and said, hey, I got an idea I want to talk to you about. So we went in and sat down at the brewery with him and I and Lisa Sturgeon, and I pitched the idea, and of course Andy shoots for the moon. He was like, yeah dude, let's do this. So he started reaching out to some other brewers, and the whole package came together.
So it's really cool. You know, I got a call from my buddy Jared Eads at Waterfront Concerts, and he said that the Tedeschi Trucks Band was coming with Los Lobos and North Mississippi All-Stars. It was going to be rad. And I said, yes, I've heard this. And he said, but listen, they want to incorporate craft beer. They've heard about the Maine beer scene. They're fans of it. They want to see what we can pull together. And Jared and I are both kind of shoot for the stars sort of guys, and said, you know, let's put together some collaboration. Let's see what we can do. And we joined forces with some great Maine brewers.
Asa at Orono Brewing, he's a fanatic of Tedeschi Trucks and the Mississippi All-Stars and the whole tour in general. He was excited to be part of it. And Nathan at Rising Tide jumped right on board. All the other brewers they got real excited about it. I mean, the whole, it's a lifestyle really. The music ties in with the craft beer scene, and everything just kind of makes a whole package tied up in a bow. So everybody was excited to be part of it. I mean, it's peanut butter and jelly. It just makes sense.
I couldn't believe it when Waterfront Concert reached out to us about this Wheels of Soul tour. It's I get to make a beer for one of my absolute favorite bands, and you just can't beat that. It's just great. It's cool. We get to do a little mini beer fest. We get to hang out with the band. Yeah, and we get to collaborate with other breweries too. We've had some really fun brew days across the state with a bunch of friends getting ready for it. Oh, I love drink collaborations. It's one of my favorite things to do. And not just because you sit around and drink when you're collaborating. But no, it's great. You always learn something. Everybody's system is always a little bit different. And so there's always ways that we can all be improving. And I hope we never stop trying to do that. And it's just fun too. It gives you a chance to get out of your brew house and go into somebody else's, and just enjoy the day.
My buddy Pat works with Waterfront Concerts, and I saw they were doing something, and I said, hey man, this looks awesome. And he goes, actually, we wanted to talk to you about it. So yeah, they kind of let us know what was happening, and you know, that it was Tedeschi Trucks Band, Los Lobos, North Mississippi All-Stars, and I'm a big Derek Trucks fan. Like, I saw the Allman Brothers back in the day when he was playing with them. So we were like, whatever we can do, we'll jump on board. It was, you know, we were able to kind of consult with Asa on his collab beer, and then I was able to go up to Gagan's. We did the collab together. It all seemed to come together perfectly, and yeah, it's awesome.
Brewers are a cool batch of people. I mean, they all stick together. They all speak the same language. It was neat to get back in a brewery, sit around and eat some sugar bagels, if you will, donuts, drink some beer, talk about ideas, talk about different brew styles, talk about different names and how it was going to be branded. And how they were going to tie into each individual band involved with the tour. It was a pretty unique experience. That's a lot of fun to sit around and joke and drink beer and kind of brainstorm, get the creative juices flowing.
It's always great when you can hang out with other brewers. You know, you can talk shop, you can drink beer, and you can just have a lot of fun as well. You know, and these are all great people involved in all these breweries, and they're the sort of people that you like to hang out with. So being able to get together and head on up to Gagan's and Bangor and brew with the guys up there, and you know, and to do all of these events, it's a dream. It's why you get into brewing. You know, we love beer, but we love the people in beer as well. So being able to hang out and collaborate it's pretty sweet.
Day of the show was actually really cool. We set up an area within the venue that was like a Meet the Brewers sort of deal. And the brewers all came in. We had picnic tables set up. We were pouring each of the 4 beers. And it gave concert goers an opportunity to try the beers if they hadn't already tried them at any of the launch parties, sample them against one another, as well as meet the brewers that you know, formulated the the beer and created the whole thing together. So it was really neat to tie all that together. Again, it just puts the whole bow on the whole package as far as the day of show experience. Everybody's there to see the band and the beers and the whole thing together. So it's really great.
Not only are you going to see some awesome rock and roll tonight, but there's 4 really cool beers that you've probably never had before that you can try, made from local brewers. And nobody was frowning. Everybody had a great time. The music was incredible. It was unreal just to see, you know, those people on that stage in Bangor making that kind of music, and then to meet them afterwards, just the icing on the cake.
The collaborative community event, the music, the beer, creativity, it's, you know, it's fantastic.
It was neat to see the reaction on the brewers' face. I mean, they've been working months on this project. We've been talking about the bands, but to put it in the first person, to, you know, to see the bands come back and drink their beer with them and talk about their beer and shake their hand and, you know, experience all of their passion mixed in with the band's passion and how it all ties together. And of course, like I said before, the music and the beer goes together. So the symphony of everybody meeting together and shaking hands and talking about their each individual parts was awesome. And of course, you know, for the brewers to get to be able to do something like that, it's a unique opportunity.